here I'm using some collages and taking elements out of the photo and putting them back together in a different way on there to create some unexpected, funny type of features on there. So I'm working really quite intuitively, where once I've cut my shapes, I'm arranging them on my piece of paper until I've got something that thinks that work, then just gluing them together quickly, making sure they're centered on my sheet of paper on there. Once you've got those stuck on, we're going to come back over the top with a sheet of tracing paper and trace the main outline of our picture on here. So with a black pen, going over quickly, getting the main outline on there. Once you've got both drawings outlined, we're going to glue them in our sketchbook and work onto the start of that drawing and combine the inspiration of Keemo and the start of our collage together to create a drawing that is going to be the basis for a small painting. So here we start the collage, move on to the drawing and get to the painting. So remember the element that you isolated in your artist research as being more interesting. What sort of patterns can you add to this? How can you create an interesting composition? So same again, I want you to work quite intuitively on here to just alter those start of drawings and complete them on there. Once you've got both drawings, we're going to do a light outline in pencil, just copying the drawing from the tracing paper onto a page of your sketchbook. Once you've got the drawing blocked out, just cover it with the paints really quite quickly. The initial drawing is still going to show through the paints, so you can see where you're putting your paints, and when you come back to the patterns and the outlines, you will also be able to see that. So it's important to spend enough time to get that drawing nice and accurate on there. So I'm trying to use a limited color palettes here. So I've got a range of harmonious colors: yellow, red, orange, and maybe purple even, and a couple of contrasting colors on here too. So just blocking out those shapes quickly so then I can come back in and add the detail. So here again, I'm working in an intuitive way. I'm trying not to think too much about what I'm doing. If you remember when we did the Keemo artist research, Keemo tries to paint portraits in an abstract way, so he can paint the inside, the soul of the people that he's portraying on there. So here I'm trying to paint some feelings as well. This one is showing more feeling of anxiety, so you've got the lines that show that, as well as the color, the red and the orange on there. Once I've got my colors blocked out, I'm coming back with a pen and just creating the outlines and patterns on here. So to create some contrast, I'm also coming back with a light pen to create some contrast on here. So Keemo uses white lines or colored lines as well as black lines on here. So here for the black lines didn't quite stand out, so I just come back with some white lines to make sure my work stands out as much as possible. So with my second painting, I'm starting exactly in the same way, just creating the outline and then blocking out my colors again. Here I've started with a different range of colors to try to portray different feelings. So here I'm thinking about how I can portray sadness, and just a different type of feelings altogether. So I've got more muted colors. So I'm trying to put a limited color palette, so I've got fewer colors than I had the first time on here. And I'm choosing the kind of pink to lift the muted colors I've got in the background on there. So once it's dry, same again, coming back with a pen and adding my patterns on there. As you can see, I changed the design slightly to evolve it. I thought it might work better with the nose slightly lower and a little bit bigger on here, so we've got more clarity on the drawing than on the first initial drawing on there. So each step of the creative process, you can push your work further and improve it further. So here I'm completing my patterns, adding complexity. And here, because we had some dark lines in the glasses, I just felt we needed some border lines to balance the work out on here.